Indiana DECA, welcome to the 2017-2018 Indiana DECA State Officer Survivor. Throughout the year, each of the 10 officers have competing for the #1 state officer spot. However, the competition ends within 12 hours, where one state officer will be kinged or queened, the ultimate state officer. The show will consist of 3 competitions. Each competition is physically and mentally demanding. However, after each competition, there will be a voting session where 2 state officers will be elected to leave the show. Stay tuned to see how the show ends. Officers, your time for Indiana DECA has come to this pinnacle moment. Your first challenge will be a foot race. The last person to return to this spot will be eliminated. The race begins now. Caroline, you were the last to finish the race. You have been eliminated from the show. Thank you for your service.
Glad I got out of there so fast. I would like to say thank you to my chapter advisor, Mrs. Kraft, for all of the work that you've put into making DECA so great. Thank you, Jessica Spalding, for doing so much work behind the scenes. Thank you, Mrs. Bryant and Mrs. Brown, for the countless hours that you guys have committed to us. It's been a jungle with you guys. Thank you to my family and friends who supported me this whole journey. And finally, Team 72. I can't thank you guys enough for the memories and laughs we've created this year. Farewell, Indiana DECA.
Congratulations, officers, on making it to the second round of competition. The next challenge will be card stacking. The last player to complete their stack of cards will be eliminated.
Your challenge begins now.
I think she's done. This is just dumb. I'm leaving.
Ellie, if you choose to leave now, you will be eliminated from the show.
I'm leaving. Well, Indiana DECA, I guess my time with you has come to an end. Before I go, I want to thank all of those who have supported me along this journey. First, thank you to my parents, Mrs. Keel, Mrs. Black, and the rest of Union City DECA for pushing me and supporting me along the way. Thank you to Mrs. Brown, Mrs. Bryant, and Mrs. Spalding for all of their hard work and dedication to our team throughout the year. And finally, thank you to Indiana DECA for giving me this amazing opportunity and my officer team for making this year full of unforgettable long nights, laughs, memories, and friendships. See you later, Indiana DECA.
So tell me what you think about Ellie getting voted off.
Well, I guess the cards are as fragile as her DECA career.
Stop eating my food! It's happened all year! Stop it!
Man, after that episode, I just don't think we need them on the show anymore.
Yeah, they're a liability.
No wonder you're single.
Officers, you have all turned in your vote for who you would like eliminated in the first round of the competition. After the vote was totaled, it was decided that Delaney and Bart will be leaving the competition. Delaney and Bart, you may leave the show now.
I would just like to say it was not my fault that I got voted off. It was Bart's fault, and I was sadly just his sidekick. First, I would want to say thank you to my entire state officer team for dedicating countless weekends, effort, and enthusiasm into everything we have accomplished. I'm so proud of you guys. Next, I want to give a huge thanks to Mrs. Bryant, Mrs. Brown, and Miss Spalding for teaching and preparing us along the way. I also want to say thank you to Mr. Reed for being the best advisor anyone could ask for. You do so much for all of us, and we don't say thank you enough. Lastly, I want to thank my DECA partner, Meredith Black, and my parents for always supporting me throughout this process. Catch you in Atlanta, Indiana DECA.
First, I want to thank my parents and my family for everything that they've done for me. Next, a big thank you to my advisor, Mr. Davis, for everything that he's done for me and all of Yorktown DECA over the past 4 years. I also want to thank Mrs. Brown, Mrs. Bryant, Ms. Spalding, and the Indiana DECA Board for everything that they've done to put on this conference and for their continued dedication to Indiana DECA throughout the year. Last but not least, I want to thank my fellow officer team for all of the good times we've had this year, all of the Yorktown DECA members and their support over the past 4 years, and the entire Indiana Association for allowing me to serve as one of their officers. It's been a great experience, and I'm going to miss you guys. So long for now, Indiana DECA.
Hello, this is the Vice President of Corporate Development of Indiana DECA speaking. My name's Addison White, and there's nothing like sponsoring Indiana DECA. Megan, it's for you.
Hello? Yeah, no, I'm busy. No, we don't need $15,000.
No! Hey! Contact your potential sponsors and update the contact database! Roll out!
We're supposed to run away!
Officers, after the second round of competition, you all submitted your votes on who you believe should be eliminated from the Survivor competition. After the votes were tallied, Megan and Addison were decided to leave the show. Megan and Addison, thank you for your time in Indiana DECA.
It's not my fault that all the state officers are so sensitive. But regardless, I would like to start by thanking Mrs. Brown, Mrs. Bryant, and Miss Spalding for the countless hours they have dedicated to Indiana DECA. In addition, I would like to thank the state officers for giving me a weekend to look forward to every month. Team 72, you are some of the most entertaining, driven, and passionate people I have had the pleasure of knowing. Each of you truly deserves the best in this world, and although I will miss you dearly, I cannot wait to see you take the world by storm. I would also like to thank the HSC school administrators, Miss Lidstrom and Mrs. Gowdy, and most importantly, my parents, for continually supporting me in all of my endeavors. Take care, Indiana DECA.
Well, I just got cut because the budget ran out, but before I leave, I would like to thank all the people who have supported me throughout my journey here. I'd first like to thank my mom, dad, and family who have encouraged me along the way. I would also like to thank Mrs. Brown, Mrs. Bryant, and Miss Spalding for their guidance and wisdom. A special thanks to my chapter, Homestead DECA, who has been there for every step along the way. I would like to thank my advisors, Mr. McNeil and Mrs. Hershey, for providing the support and foundation to get where I am today. And finally, I would like to thank you, Indiana DECA, for allowing me to have this experience. Serving as your Vice President of Corporate Development has given me a true sense of purpose that I will never forget. Thank you, Indiana DECA.
Officers, congratulations on making it to the third and final challenge. Your last challenge is... The floor is lava! Oh!
Serving as a state officer for Indiana DECA was an amazing experience, and I couldn't have survived without the help of some phenomenal people by my side. Thank you to Mrs. Brown, Mrs. Bryant, Ms. Spalding, and Mr. Pinier for the valuable time that you took and the advice that you gave me to help me along my DECA journey. I would also like to thank the rest of the state officer team for all the smiles along the way. Take care, Indiana DECA.
So excited. We're the 3 finalists. Congrats, everybody.
Too. Yeah, nice job, everyone. Paul, why did you just tap me?
Jackson.
Paul! Guys!
guys, stop doing that. Seriously, no one's gonna vote for you.
Officers, congratulations on making it to this point. The delegation has decided who will be the survivor of the 2017-2018 State Officer Survivor Games. The two names I will call are eliminated from the show. Paul and Jackson.
What?
I hate that I didn't win, but I guess it's not a big deal. Indiana DECA, you will be missed. I'd like to thank Mrs. Brown, Mrs. Bryant, Miss Spalding, and the Indiana DECA board for all of their work and understanding. Another big thanks goes out to the world's coolest advisor, Miss Kraft. Thank you for answering questions and working beside me throughout the entire year. You rock, and I will be so very sad to leave you next year. I'm so grateful for my family and friends who have been beside me throughout my entire DECA journey. I have loved Indiana DECA with all of my heart, and I've been blessed to grow alongside some absolutely terrific people. Thank you to my wonderful friends from across the state. You were certainly the best part of serving as an officer. I will never forget any of you.
I guess runner-up isn't too bad, but I still think I should have won. Oh well. I had a ton of fun being on your state officer team this year, and I want to thank Mrs. Bryant, Mrs. Brown, Miss Spalding, and my amazing advisor, Mr. Grazon, aka Chrissy, for giving me the opportunity to be here and serve all of you. I would also like to thank my parents and everyone from the Vern for supporting me and pushing me to be here. Most of all, I would like to thank my fellow state officers for making this one of the most enjoyable and rewarding experiences of my life. See you later, Indiana DECA.
Annie, will you please come forward?
Yes.
Congratulations on being the ultimate state officer.
Yeah! Indiana DECA, thank you for choosing me as your winner. I will never forget the late nights, early mornings, and countless memories. Thank you so much to my advisor and second mom, Mrs. Bryant. You will always hold a special place in my heart for everything you have done for me. Thank you, Mrs. Brown, for everything you do for DECA, and thank you to all my friends and family that have supported me along this journey. Also, a big thank you to my mom, who has joined me in every DECA trip, conference, and memory. And lastly, thank you to this Indiana DECA State Officer team. I love you all and the memories we have together. So long, Indiana DECA. I will miss you and everything you have helped me accomplish.
And that concludes the 2017-2018 Indiana DECA State Officer Survivor Games. I hope you enjoyed the show. It's been an honor serving as your host and state president this year. I would like to thank Mrs. Brown, Mrs. Bryant, and Miss Spalding for their support of Indiana DECA. I will certainly miss my fellow state officers, but I'm grateful for all of the lasting memories. And finally, thank you, Indiana DECA, for your spirit and enthusiasm towards this association. The members are what make this delegation so special. So for the last time, farewell, Indiana DECA.